Hello, I'm Gavin Hoey and you're watching the Technique of the Month from Digital Photo Magazine. Well, it's getting to that time of year again when you're going to be sending out loads of Christmas cards. Now, wouldn't it be nice to send a really personal Christmas card, one you've actually made yourself? Well, on this month's cover CD, you'll find some Christmas card templates that'll allow you to do exactly that. And I'm going to show you how it's done using Photoshop Elements. Okay, so here's one of my pictures, kind of Christmassy. I thought this would make a nice card. So let's come up to the word Select and choose All. Then over to Edit and Copy. So that's copied the whole picture into the computer memory so we can close it down like so. Now, we've got a whole bunch of different templates for you to use, so I'm just going to load one up. But if you try and load it, you may come across this little message appearing. You may not, but if you do, just click the word Update and away you go. So here's the template. As you can see, there are some blue lines running across it. Don't worry, these won't actually print out. They're merely guidelines so you can get an idea of what bit of the image does what. For example, the top left corner here is the inside of the card with your message on, where the bottom right corner is the front of the card with your picture on, and that's where we're going to start off. Now, looking at the layers, you'll see there are two layers, one called background and one with a whole bunch of text. But it's the background one we're really interested in at the moment because it has a little padlock and we really need to get rid of that padlock for this technique to work. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to double click the layer. We're going to get a new box that pops up, this one, and we're going to click the word OK. Now our padlock disappears, our layer changes name, and we're kind of getting where we want to be. But we've got one more thing to do, and it's really important and you can't miss it out. Come up to the word Normal, which is the blend mode for this layer, and choose Screen instead. Okay, really important step, that one. Right, now go back to Edit and choose Paste, and your picture will reappear. Trouble is, the picture is now completely covering the template. Well, back to the layers. Here it is, layer 1, this is your picture. Drag it underneath layer 0 and let go, like that, and you reverse the situation. So now the template is completely covering the picture, although now we can see a little kind of hole just here with a bit of the picture poking through. We've got to shrink this down, of course, so let's come to Image, Transform and Free Transform, or Control T if you prefer, and we'll just shrink it down by grabbing one of the corner handles and dragging in like so. When you're happy, click the tick, and there we are, we've now shrunk the picture down. Okay, now I could stop here and just jump in and change the text inside the card. And that's fine if you want to do that, it's no problem at all. But what I'd really like to do is to put some nice kind of Christmassy message across the front of my card. So to do that, I'm going to change the layer. I'm going to make sure I'm working on that layer 0. And I'm going to get the text tool. Now, I'm going to type something suitably Christmassy, but before I do, I'm going to set this tool up. So first of all, the font. What sort of font do I want? Well, I've got way too many to choose, so I'm going to stick to the classic and the very safe Times New Roman. The style I'm going to make bold italic because that looks really good. It gives it a nice kind of Christmassy feel. The size, well, it's a little bit of guesswork, but I'm going to go with about 36 point. And the colour, well, you could choose a colour for your font, for your text, or you can do what I'm going to do in a minute and apply a layer style, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to do that in just a second. First of all, I'm actually going to type my message in, so we'll put down here, Happy Christmas, like that, and click the tick. Okay, so there it is, there's my lovely festive message. So I want to apply a layer style to this, which gives our text a little bit more kind of interest, a bit of pizzazz without having to do too much work. So here it is, this is the style box. You can see it's a white box with a red line through it. Next to it is a small drop down arrow. And if I go across to the side, I'll find an arrow pointing to the right. And that'll allow me to choose various different options. Now all of these are different layer styles. The one I want to choose is the one called Complex. And if I scroll down my list, I'm eventually, hopefully, I've got to be a little worried there, but there it is, going to find one called Molten Gold, which sounds very Christmassy, doesn't it? Double click on that, and our text takes on this nice kind of liquid gold look, which is really nice. Also puts in a little bit of a drop shadow as well, so it does a whole bunch of things so you don't have to. Okay, so that's the outside of the card done. Let's concentrate our attention on the inside message instead. Now, at the moment, you'll notice this is upside down because, of course, when you print your card out and fold it, it has to be that way round. So to make life a bit easier for the editing point of view, I'm going to come up to Image, Rotate, and 180 degrees. Okay, so that rotates everything around, and now our text is the right way up. As you can see, it says type your greeting message here. Let's just zoom out so we can see a bit of the page. There we go. To do that, we're back to the layers again. Now here's the layer which also says type your greeting message here. To edit the text, double click the layer's letter T and you'll find the whole thing becomes highlighted. And now you can type in anything you like. Again, you can change the font, you can change the size, you can change the color. I'm going to leave it as the standard fonts that come with the template because it actually looks pretty good. So let's have a very happy Christmas. There we go, very original. Yep, that'll do. Click the tick. And there we are. That is our card completed. And we're now ready to print that off. So print off your Christmas cards, send them to your loved ones, and I hope you have a very happy Christmas.